What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the tower. Today I'm going to be doing a farming run video, just kind of showing you my updated farming method. Before we get into it, I do want to mention that I did a progress update with Crowbar Zero, and that is on his channel, and I'll link that in the description. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm currently farming tier 20. I'll start off with my workshop and my setup for that. So I'm doing 43.5 meter range, which is just minimum range with the card, so I get the damage per meter bonus from the mastery. I'm also currently doing max bounce shot chance, but I am lowering the range to the minimum and then 2 bounce shot targets. This helps keep the coins decent, but I also get some extra projectile consistency with the bounce shot chance. It definitely helps with fleets. Since they can't be directly targeted by projectiles, you kind of have to rely on bounce shot, so this is pretty nice for them. Most things maxed in the defense section. I am doing 1.7 shockwave size, and then I have both my landmine chance and landmine radius a bit lower. I'm just using these for the mastery, since I do have landmine stun on. So that's pretty nice for overcharge and any other enemies that would hit me. And then in the utility, something pretty interesting I'm doing, I will talk a lot more about this, is I'm doing sort of a hybrid type setup, but it's devoing recovery packages, just recovery package max, and then using as high wall as I can get. I'll talk more about that later. But I have this locked at level 0, and then both my attack and health skips are at 640. For my enhancements, I have most of this stuff a little bit higher than 3. Kind of just prioritizing the stats that are more important to having higher numbers. So critical factor is the best, I would say. And then damage and damage a meter. And then rend armor and super crit and molt. And then also 1.5 attack speed. I do have my health at 2x. This is just kind of to balance how much health I have, because I don't want too much, but I don't want too little either. So I kind of found a good spot to have some of that stuff in. Also 3x in health regen. I don't think this really helps that much though. And then 3.3 in wall health. And then just 2.0 orb size. Most of my coins are in the utility enhancements. I'm at 2.74 coin plus and 1.76 free upgrades plus. Definitely a majority of my coins are in these two. Also got some decent investment in enemy level skip plus, and then sells a kill bonus. That one's also really nice to have at a decent level. So for my cards, I'm missing the last slot. I didn't really need it though, so it's okay. But I'll just scroll down here to show you what I don't have. So I have everything except health regen, extra defense, death ray, and area of effect. Those are the only 4 I'm missing. I have everything else. So for my modules, I do have a lot of things at level 200. So for my amplifying strike, I just don't want to have too many bounce shot targets. So I have it at level 200, so I don't have that substat. Also using shrink ray as my assist, and have bounce shot chance on that as well. For my anti-cube portal, I don't want too high of a landmine radius, so I have that in the last slot, and de-leveled so I don't have it unlocked. And for my assist is orbital augment. I think this is really good for farming tier 19 and tier 20. It makes killing the fasts a lot easier. They can get hard to kill like near the end of the run. Same with the tank's ultimate as well. Then just doing black hole digester and singularity harness for my generators. I am using the exact same substats on them. And then lastly for my cores, I'm just using my farming dimension core. I don't have any stars on it. All 3 of the golden tower substats, both of the death wave substats, and spotlight angle. And then for my assist, I'm using primordial collapse. I only have golden tower duration and bonus on this. I don't have cooldown, which I'll talk a little bit more about. I also have black hole cooldown and spotlight angle. These help me cover up the gaps that I have in both of those. And then I also have chrono field speed reduction, which helps with the consistency, and it does extend the runs. And then I also have both death wave substats again. So for my bots, I just have golden bot and amplify bot maxed, and then flame bot's pretty much maxed. For my guardians, I am using summon and fetch. I stopped my summon at 88 seconds cooldown, and this is kind of the reason that I don't have the other golden tower cooldown substat. So I can keep my golden tower at 88 second cooldown, and since it has less duration, it won't actually be permanent, and I will be able to sync the summon with it. So I can keep all of the spawns from summon in one golden combo to make sure I get the combo for every single kill from it. At one point in the future, I might unsync it and just lower the cooldown a bunch, because I think that might be better. But I think this is good for now, and the rest of my bits are going to fetch, which is pretty nice. Easily getting the dailies and getting a little bit more module shards and modules from this. So for my perks, of course I have perk wave requirement as the first perk. For my bands, I have these 4 commons. Defense absolute and landmine damage are just random commons. And then defense percent is so I don't have too much EHP. Like I said, I want like a middle ground amount of EHP. I don't want too much, I don't want too little. And bounce shot is to help with coins because I don't want too many extra bounce shot targets. And then I'm banning these 4 purples. I especially don't want these 3 since these can actually hurt the run. And for my auto pick order, mostly economy stuff at the start, but I do have the enemy speed perk. This one helps with intro sprint to make it a lot easier to live. And then after all the economy stuff, I have mostly stuff that increases my damage. And then also the health perk, just to make sure I can get that early enough. And the last thing is my coin bonus. So for tier 20, I'm at 45,382. A little bit higher than 6.5 times for modules, and then 2.7 for enhancement. So yeah, let me get into the run. So I just let these max out by themselves. My runs are fully idle, so I don't really have to touch them. For my damage slider, I have it maxed. I just don't get enough waves. Expect between like 3,800 and like 5,000 waves, which is a pretty big range of waves that I can get. But tier 20 is a lot of RNG. For my ultimate weapons, I have Poison Swamp Stun off, and I do have Death Wave Plus off. I don't think this is as big of a problem anymore. When I didn't do this hybrid setup, Death Wave Plus could have been bad since I can't get bounce shots on overcharge. Those are the only main threat during intro sprint for me, so I still have that off just to be safe. For my orb placement, I do have workshop orbs as far as they go, and then extra orbs at 43.5, which is just the minimum. Seems like this is always better coins when I do this. I assume it's because I can get more tags easier. And then for my target priority, I'm using elites, then fast, and then closest. Elites can be a problem if they get buffed, so that's at the top. And since there's really not that many elites I will be shooting at, I also have fast. Most of the time I will be shooting the fast enemies to make sure they can't get to me at all. To also kill them quicker. And lastly for my toggles, this is just what I'm using for farming. This is more of a personal preference thing. All I have is auto restart battle here. I don't really care for these other things. I do want the pause inside menus off, just so I can go in menus and the game still runs. And here's what I'm doing for my hit text. I just have modules and reroll shard stuff on. I don't really care to see like the coins and cells that are dropping. I mostly just care about the module shards and the rerolls. So now I can explain how my build actually works after showing you everything. So this is sort of a wall hybrid. I don't know what you would call it exactly, but I kind of just made this up, and it seems to work pretty well. So as you can see, my wall has way more health than my max packages, which is exactly what I want. Since I still want to be able to get death defiance from overcharge later in the run, but I do want my wall to be able to tank a few shots. And it kind of works out perfectly, since having extra wall health really isn't going to be bad ever. Like the overcharge ramping up their damage on my wall doesn't do anything. It's actually a good thing since I want to be able to get death defies when they hit my tower. So if they break my wall in like 3 hits or whatever, then I'll definitely have chances for death defiance when they hit my actual tower. So it's kind of just a way to prevent overcharge from killing me super early in a run. The wall health really doesn't help as much later. It's more of like a first half of the run thing. But even after like wave 3500, I still see my wall tank a shot. But this build is really nice for getting through intro sprint. It makes it a lot more consistent. My intro sprint used to end like early sometimes before this, but I don't think it's ended early at all now. For my build not related to the hybrid at all, it's pretty much a mix of me trying to get enough waves, but also make it so I can get good coins. I sort of already talked about my bounce shot stuff, just using high chance, but trying to keep it contained so it doesn't kill too many enemies. Then keeping my shockwave size low enough, but also high enough to hit fleets. The lowest you can go at 43.5 meters for your shockwave size is 1.65. That is enough to hit fleets, but I have it a little bit higher than that just to be safe, just in case they get pushed back or something. And then I also have my landmine chance and radius lower, just for the mastery. I don't want too many stuns, but I also want enough consistency to hit overcharge and other enemies enough. And I think these numbers work pretty well for that. Maybe I would lower my radius at one point. Just also have the max recovery locked. One last thing is I do just let my demon mode auto activate, and I do have the checkbox on for it. So it will activate sometime later in the run, at least like halfway through it. This is sort of like a makeshift damage slider, just so my damage isn't too high like early in the run. But it will also stay activated later, so I do get that damage. So that's pretty much it for the build. Overcharge eventually start breaking my wall. So yeah, I'll just show you some gameplay of the end of the run now.
Italian pride, tags always in the tower, never hides. Don't take my word for it. Climbing up the tower, higher every single floor. Confidence in motion, yeah, they know what I'm here for. Leader with the vision, rebel with the contact. Got the strategy, breaking all the laws. Raise it up like the sky, hear the crowd confess. Main feeling flames, no suspending. If we're forever, ever read from testing. Don't take my word for it. Enemies surround me, but I stand above the stress. Calculated chaos, every move a little flex. I'm the player, I'm the master. Future written in my lesson, but don't take my word for it. I'm just guessing. Me collide with thunder, crowd moving with the bass. Jazz keys in the background, lift the energy to space. I'm the anthem in the system, filling hard with no suppressing. Then they follow where I go. I'm just guessing. It's the cat, that's the face. It calculus, empty, brave, feel the faith, no suppressing. And just another after straight, don't take my word for it. Leader of the floor, storm inside the session. Confidence eternal, my only true possession. You can doubt, but you'll see progression. Don't take my word for it all. Lights fade slow, but my flame keeps pressing. Philly to forever. Don't take my word for it all.
there's the end of the run. I would say the waves are about average, especially with the new bounce shot targets I'm using. I think I've been getting a little bit less, but the coins are a lot better. So the run was a little bit over 3 hours. 4.46 big Q an hour, which is pretty good. Really close to 1 million cells and 400,000 rerolls. I think the reroll shards are a big plus of tier 20. And then here's any of the other stats if you want to see those. And then I can also show you my perks. So here's the order I got them in. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's kind of what my average run looks like now. So if you have any questions about the setup or anything else, you can leave those in the comments. And yeah, see ya.